Set for stun.
Three guys sitting in a dark room that smells like bad cucumbers.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Inconceivable!
Now featuring 11 listeners.
This is the Unique Geek.
You slimy scumbag, get on your face and give me 25.
This is the Unique Geek.
And whoa, hey, I'm really,
You're big.
really hot on the mic there. Let's try that again. And
That's what she said.
And welcome to another edition of 50 Days of Really Loud. This is John saying hello. Let's see, is that any better? Is that coming out any better to you?
Yeah, it's better. You're not as loud, no.
Okay,
How about
maybe
me?
I'll just. No, you sound great. So let's do it again. And welcome to another edition of 50 Days of Dragon Con, the podcast that is usually starting 50 days out from Dragon Con.
Ta-da!
That's how we named it. Hey, and joining me as always is the ever perky Lee.
Hi, everybody. Yes, 50 days till Dragon Con. It doesn't seem possible again, John.
Yeah, and, why am I turning the gain up? The gain isn't going to help me. That's going to be...
I don't know what you're doing. You're playing with your Dobbs and Niles
with my
and
knobs,
whatever.
As is typical, ladies. Anyway.
We do try to keep it PG-13, but sometimes it's pushing that just a little
forgot
higher.
I was trying a new persona.
Oh, let's not do that one again. Okay.
So, Lee, welcome back to yet another wonderful season of 50 Days of Dragon Con here at theuniquegeek.com. And those of you that are watching the video over on YouTube, by the way, like and subscribe.
Please. And love us on Facebook. We don't use Twitter. And I don't think we have an Instagram.
Twitter is still a thing that's out there, but
we don't use it.
Yeah. And but yeah, if you do go on to YouTube and you can that one too. Like this video and or subscribe to the channel, that'd be very helpful. All of reasons we'll get into later, but how is your 2024 to 2025 prep going, Lee?
It's been very interesting. What? You're not what?
You're not prepping for anything.
I am not prepping for nothing. No, actually, it's been a decent year. It's been pretty good going forward. I went to my first MomoCon this year.
Oh, really?
Took my nibbling Aspen, and they loved it.
I'm sorry. Hold on one second. What is a nibbling?
A niece or a nephew.
Oh, okay.
Or a non-binary child of your
choosing.
Your own sibling.
Just any choosing, so you get to bring a...
No. Yeah, no. Well, the reason I like nibblings is there's also a better one, which I like is subunit, and that's from 7 of 9 in Voyager, but not everybody gets that one, and then you have to explain it, and then it's not funny. But, okay, so we went. There is a lot of costuming. It is really big. It doesn't feel really big because it's in the Georgia World Congress Center, which is very big. And you do a lot of walking, and it's a conference center. So there's like no cushioning on any floor, much like hotels. So walking was, wow, that hurt. And just because of how this place is set up, the merchandise hall was a hall, and that is hall as in HAUL. So it was.
We're playing board games now.
No, we're not. Oh God, no. No, and so that went really well. Loved it. They want to come back. They costumed all 3 days because wasn't there on Thursday. We weren't there on Thursday, but yeah, so it's really cool. And John, I actually bought tickets for this one, or bought memberships, or whatever we want to. I don't know what Momocon calls them. And I had to go through the hamster, the racetrack thing that they try to slow you down. Mm-hmm. And all I could think of is, this is. I get now why people are like, all right, my time's going to be this fast to, who gets the faster time going through the little ropes course that they go through. But I don't know. But that was really good. And then I got to see you and your lovely spouse in Georgia. You were up in the mountains.
Oh, that's right.
And we went.
We were, weren't we?
Yes, we were. And where did we go? We went to the Bigfoot expedition.
Oh,
the Bigfoot Museum. And it was awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. They had a lot of interesting stuff. We read a whole lot. What? You want to talk about it? Talk about Bigfoot.
No, keep going.
Oh, okay. He's still doing something with sound and everything else. Who knows?
Oh, no.
You're not? Okay, good.
I would never do anything with sound.
Yes, you would. Yes,
no, I wouldn't.
But the big... See, this is why we don't trust Jon all the time. You know what? I would pay to see you in one of the Dragon Con raves. That would be kind of hilarious. And I'll even buy you those little things that you crunch so you can have glow sticks. Do that. You'd be great. I bet you'd be great at the 4 a.m. rave that they have. No? You sure?
No, we're okay with that.
Now, you have had an interesting year, moved jobs and stuff. One of the things is I went as a pro, a guest. I don't know what you call those, but it was really, really kind of awesome. And I loved all the panels I was on. Thank you, Joe Crow. Thank you. I can't remember the other ones because Joe Crow made me laugh so hard. I did the roller panel and it was hilarious, especially with the people I sat with. Stop it. And that was my first time really being in the Westin, which was kind of cool. And I got to see our friend Sue. I got to give her a hug. We were on the panel together. It was awesome. But yes, and the Bigfoot expedition is great. And after Dragon Con, I'm still going to go and do my week at the beach because now I'm old. I don't have kids to take down there. I can go when school's in.
So you're not you're not doing. Okay. So that's why. So you're going to go. Usually you go before Dragon Con, don't you?
Yeah, we used to, right? And we do not do that anymore. And that's because we had little peoples. We don't got little peoples anymore. All of them go to the beach, together, but I have one that just turned 17 and one that just turned 11 going on 25. So yeah, it's pretty cool. That's my other nephew who wants to be like Tony Hawk, and he does not think an activity is fun unless there's a possibility of dying from it. Not sure where he got that.
From Auntie Leigh?
Being a boy. Huh? From what?
It's not from you. Then
not from. Oh no.
No. Okay.
That's yeah. Although I do think you and I should sign up and do a Bigfoot expedition thing out in the woods, because they do that, folks. They'll take you out in the woods, and it's like 2 days or 3 days, and you get to go look. That means I would have to be awake at night, and I'd have to pee outside. Doesn't make me that happy, but I really do want to go try to find Bigfoot in Georgia. Don't you, Jon? Come on.
No, I don't. Why can't? Why is it everyone's got to be bugging this dude?
Bugging what dude? You
Bigfoot.
Or Bigfoot?
Bigfoot.
I just want to see. I just want to go and see. I don't. I would love to have a conversation and bring him on the podcast, but what I really want to do is just come and see. I just want to see. I want to believe.
You want to believe.
I want to believe, and there's lots of things I want to believe, but. How about you? How has your transition gone from 24 to 25?
Okay,
I like that.
So let's talk about that for a second, shall we? Yeah. So I think most people that have been listening for a while. Oh, by the way, okay. So let's get the ground rules here real quick. So this is our 17th or 18th year. I don't know.
John really needs to look that
I know. I did. Oh, wait, I did. Hold on.
You did. I knew you did.
2009 was the first time. That makes it just 16 years, which seems weird. Seems
That's
like
not right.
Anyway.
Okay, but whatever.
15
so
plus
you'll look
years,
it up.
Whatever.
Yeah, 15 plus.
Yeah, we've been doing it 15 plus years. So, this is a podcast strictly dedicated to DragonCon. We are not affiliated with DragonCon, other than that we go to DragonCon and that we don't speak for the DragonCon organization. I think there's like only 4 or 5 people that can do that anyway.
And we're going to have 2 of them on a podcast very soon.
Yeah, typically have folks like that. And if you're new here, we'll have some folks who'll talk about the newbie program that they have track, which is super, super cool. That'll be our friend Kevin. We'll have him on probably one of the first couple of episodes. We will continue to, when we have guests, to do this live stream, so you can ask your questions directly to those directors and or folks. Well, you ask them to us, and then we'll figure out what to ask them.
Just FYI, these guests are people that, as we invite guests, not what DragonCon considers guests.
Yeah.
So,
sorry.
Just FYI.
By guest, I mean guest on the podcast, not guest on guest at DragonCon. Although they could be. Who knows? We don't know.
Although I got to meet Danny Trejo last year, and that man is just a national treasure.
Yes,
I wanted to cry.
And I do
really
have
did.
I do have a machete back there, which I can show you later if you want. That Lee got me, that was signed by Mr. Trejo.
He is so awesome.
Dr. Trejo, as I like to call him.
Is he a doctor? What?
Yeah,
Why do you call him doctor?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just because me and him are tight. It's like something that we have going.
It's like, you got it going on. Okay.
Yeah. The Rock, I just call him R-Man.
The Rock is not in. The Rock right now, John, is not on the guest list at DragonCon. Sorry. I looked both as in Dwayne Johnson and...
You don't know. They're holding that information out.
Actually, I think that would be awesome if The Rock were there,
So what do we do here? Oh,
but what we do is we'll talk to directors. We'll talk to charities. We'll talk to the parade. We'll talk to gaming. We'll talk to a lot of people that are affiliated with DragonCon, and we're hoping to do some with people just like us who attend DragonCon and love it and have a sweet, sweet place in our heart for it.
So essentially this podcast is about DragonCon for DragonCon. Like most things in DragonCon, this is strictly fan run. And we don't have any official say in DragonCon. So you can, when I say going back to going to live streams, whenever we do have guests on the podcast, we will live stream via YouTube and Facebook Live. If I can figure out how to get that to work with our new setup. Those of you that are watching the video, you will note that it looks different. That's because StreamYard became very expensive. And this transitions into the next thing, which is what's been going on with me. Those of you that have been listening for a while will know that I have not gone the last 2 years. I've done the podcast, but not gone the last 2 years. That's changing this year. I am definitely going. I already have my hotel, flight, and pro credentials. So I'm going as a professional, which is basically that they can.
They're going to put us on panels that are like fandom discussions and stuff.
And I get a pass for myself, that's it.
Awesome.
No other special stuff. No, not with that.
And actually, we'll do that at the end. No, I want to hear about your year.
Yeah. So what happened last year was I was actually working my last days as something that I spent 30 plus years in at my job. So that's why I did not make it last year. I fully intended to go last year, but I had let's just put it this way. I had a mental health issue, crisis, we'll call it, which led to a midlife crisis, which led to me just taking stock in my life and wondering if what I was doing is what I really wanted to be doing, and if I wanted to do something else. And as it stands right now, I'm doing something else, and that includes trying to make some money on the web through various things, mostly extortion and bribery, and then no, not really, but. And then I've taken on a couple of jobs. We'll save that for later if I'm going to actually go through that. But my point is, right now, I'm semi-retired or underemployed, or
I think semi-retired. I like that one better.
Self-employed. I'll take it. Self-employed with other jobs.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah.
If you do that.
All right. So that's where we're at. So I am going to con this year. I'm not staying in a host hotel. I'm staying a little bit further off property, but that's fine for me. That works for me. And we'll talk about the various properties as we go through this year. And
we will talk about how to possibly find a hotel room or people to share a hotel room with. Yes. And that'll be good too. But keep going.
No.
Well, I was just going to say this goes in very well to the official charity of DragonCon this year. It is the National Alliance on Mental Illness in Georgia. And it is started as a small group of families. It really is.
Oh,
it really is.
Awesome. Oh,
I know. Yeah. Awesome. So it's Name Me Georgia. And the great thing about DragonCon is they have charity. You can just give to charity, which is awesome. John is pulling it up. If you look up DragonCon 2025 charity, I promise it takes you right to the webpage because that was the fastest way for me to find it. But that is our official charity partner this year. DragonCon does a lot of different things for charity. People will just do that. They have auctions. They have an absolutely amazing art auction. They have an absolutely amazing fandom auction that is stuff you just can't even think of. I got a beautiful Starfleet Las Vegas experience towel and hand towel for my husband as a Christmas present one year. So that was really good. But it's Name Me Georgia, and that's a really good thing as we talk about mental health. John, and if you're new to this podcast, we'll meander as we talk. And that is both us together and if we're talking to other people. But as Jonathan said, he had a little mental health crisis. I am disability retired because of my spine hating me and my central nervous system and my brain. So I've also had that. I was in a really deep depression, and mental health and mental illness. There's a lot of different types of mental illness. And I think, first of all, we need to be aware of that. We need to understand that that may be being woke. And you know what? I might with that. We don't try to get political here, but, in case anybody was like, that's just, no. I've been working on my mental health for 14 years. I believe in therapy and AA, anything. But that's a really good group. And this will help both the people in the program, and it will help the families in the program so that they know their resources. They know, what's the possibilities. They can get support from other people who have gone through this, other families that may have gone through this. And so it's a great, great organization. And DragonCon every year does this. They choose a different charity every year and do this. And DragonCon matches charity donations 1-to-1 up to $125K. So if you give $2, that's really like giving $4 because the DragonCon powers that be will match that donation. And, we kind of like to stick it to the man. So stick it to the powers that be, make them give up $125K. But actually, they're really nice people. We like them. We're going to talk to 2 of them at least, maybe 3. But yeah, so we want to do that for this charity. We've done it before. We've had the Atlanta Community Food Bank was one year. We had Oh, God, I hate it when I do this. We had Big Brothers, Big Sisters another year. So all of these are groups, and these groups are usually very important to some people maybe that help run the con. And that's always a good thing, too. So we're really happy about this. But give money. They have auctions. They just have a bucket you can give money to. They have a silent auction. It's awesome. Give it to charity.
Yes, give to charity. So let me ask you a question, Leigh, because I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay.
If I pull up, okay, so look at here. We have the current days till Dragon Con.
You have 51.
Mine says 51 and 19 hours. What time does Dragon Con actually start? Because according to Dragon Con site, now if we switch over to this one, you'll see. Let's just do that one right there. You'll see it says 52 and 2 hours. So what time and what day does Dragon Con officially start?
Well, it's all your fault. Dragon Con actually officially starts on Thursday before Labor Day. And this year, I think it's even up there somewhere. Yeah. Where is it, John? I know it's here. Oh, it starts on August 28th. On Thursday, and I'm pretty darn sure it starts at 10 a.m. now. Maybe
that's
noon
what I
or 1.
put on is 10
but
for the countdown.
Well, that might, if it maybe it's noon, 1 o'clock, because parts of that are due to the hotels getting set up and everything. Parts of that are also getting ready for registration. You do buy a membership to Dragon Con, and you can do that now online. It is the best way to do it. Trust me. They only take things online. You cannot bring cash anymore to Dragon Con to get a membership. So look at that. But I would think that we can get some people here that will tell us. But I know there has been programming at 1 p.m.
It might be 1. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Okay. If you change it to 1 p.m. on that day. Boop, boop. John's playing with his
What is it? What does it say? 52, 57? Okay, I got it matched.
52,
It
02.
says it's 5 o'clock on Thursday, according to this.
Okay, maybe. All right.
Now, that could actually be...
that could be the opening session, because Dragon Con does do an opening panel, and that may be it. Maybe they use that.
Let's see. Okay, 52, 20, 52 hours, 2 minutes, 5. Okay. And if I go back to
we're on.
There we go.
Good job, John. Good job. Yay.
All right, we got our countdown matched up with their countdown. All right.
Woohoo!
So work done, people. We can all go to work. We can all go to bed now. Everyone?
Everybody's done. We're all done. After you give money. Yeah, John needs more coffee. We've had some issues.
So here's the well, we're working through them, and hopefully everyone will get to hear this and see this. So anyway, so the you may also notice I've got a new haircut, which is to say that I have no haircut, meaning I have a no haircut. I just gave up and said, yeah, whatever.
But he hasn't shaved it.
Again, mental health.
It's just very little tiny.
Well, it was. It wasn't bald, but it was at the whatever. Let's talk about. Okay, so how many episodes of the Unique Geek 50 Days of Dragon Con can folks expect from us, Leigh? How
30.
many? Is it 50?
No.
It's never 50.
No, it's never 50.
Because that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work, and because really, I don't think John and I could do 50 podcasts together one after another for weeks and weeks. No, we like each other. We want to keep liking each other. He's one of my best friends. So,
you know what I forgot to mention with the live. So when you do join us live, you also get a chance to play at the end for well, not for anything, but just for fun. Play a game with our friends and friends, or people that are friends. We play with them. I don't know what I'm saying here.
You really, you're digging. Do you want me to take that shovel from you?
Coffee, folks, coffee.
I know.
I'm empty. I feel like I should go get some more. But anyway, the point is head over to youtube.com/theuniquegeek or head over to theuniquegeek.com and subscribe from our YouTube so that you get notified whenever we're doing a live event. Again, I'm not sure how if I'm going to be able to dual stream to Facebook. I think I am. We'll figure that out in a minute.
You also, because it's all up at the top, we do have a Blue Sky account, which was...
I don't look at either. It's it's the Unique Geek everywhere. TheUniqueGeek, theuniquegeek.com. And as Zan, our friend Zan, said, if anyone's willing to donate the $50,000 to buy uniquegeek.com, I'm more than willing to accept that donation at this point in my life.
I think that's a good idea. 50,000, that's good.
That's what they want. It's 50 grand.
That's what they want. 50 grand. That is freaking ridiculous.
50 RAND.
Yeah.
Or if you're making $15 an hour, that is a lot of hours.
That's a buku of hours. That is a buku of hours.
Worth of work, probably.
Yeah, that would be awful. But yeah, so we're going to do somewhere in the number of 30. Some people will be kind of like, when's the next one coming? Well, it's going to come as soon as we can get it all set up. But we will do that. We keep doing that. I keep sending out emails and asking people to be on. And then John helps me set up times, which is awesome. And John really loves that little clock and making sure he's pulled back up the Dragon Con clock. To make sure it matches his, and he's so happy.
I know it's going to match from here on out. I found their secret time.
Well, you know what? When we have some of the powers that be on, we will ask why 5 p.m. is the official time.
You know what? It could be 5 p.m. Or it could be that the clock is set to England time, which would then make which would make it
right on the line.
No,
make it later.
Would make it later than 5. So no, they must be just logging it as 5, right?
There you go.
If it's 5 p.m. over there, no, it would be earlier here, which would be 1 p.m., noon or 1 p.m. So maybe someone has it set to UTC. There we go. Problem solved. No, we'll figure out what the actual.
We will actually ask some people instead of this, but I like that ETC idea. That very well might be
UTC.
What did I say? E,
which is etc.
Etc. Etc.
All right. So, what else do we need to tell people about this series this year?
We want your suggestions. If there are people you want to talk to, or things you think we should talk about.
You know what we should do? We should keep track of who wins the most, and I can put together a trophy.
You can who wins the most Jackbox?
Who wins most games at the end, which we'll have to do it because we can't not guarantee that everyone can get in every single time.
Right. So
we'll have to figure out maybe Leigh can devise her own scoring system.
I actually have one, so I was going to talk to you about it offline.
Okay, let's devise a scoring system, and I'll put together a trophy, and since I'm going to Dragon Con, I will present that trophy to whoever wins.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be custom. It's going to be a really crappy trophy. It might just be a pop figure screwed on top of a bowling trophy.
A pop figure on top of a what?
Bowling trophy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say a bong.
Look,
I was like,
again, I'm currently essentially unemployed, so
it's going to be what we can find.
Anything that I can find at the thrift store is what you're going to get for that prize. But I promise by let's say by episode 12, I will have that trophy made. Because I think my daughter.
I think you actually should do it right at the end when we talk to our favorite programming goddess with Regina and show them how awesome that trophy is going to be that they might have won.
That's going to be Well, we can't. We have to exclude ourselves and any guests because guests. All right, we're playing this live as we go. So
no, we're not.
Guests don't get enough. Don't get enough. All right, so on the first day of this build process, we're going to document it on YouTube, create a whole new series. What if a guy who has no artistic ability tried to create a trophy for a non-existent game with a scoring system that nobody knew? That's our angle. We're going to make millions of dollars, Leigh.
We are?
Yes.
We would like millions of
guarantee.
dollars.
I guarantee
We're going to make millions of dollars for this trophy.
If I can believe anything, both on-demand printing and trophy making on YouTube will make you millions of dollars.
I hope so. That would be
That
great.
and
Please.
KDP printing.
Wait, do I get any of that? Because it's on
No.
YouTube.
No.
I don't get any?
No.
That's mean.
What? Well, okay, you get 60% of whatever I get.
Yeah, that'll work.
You get paid at whatever.
You get paid at 60%.
Zero times
Yeah.
60 is still.
That
would be 60 times.
Yeah,
Look,
right.
I'm terrible at negotiating.
You really are. Actually,
I will give you 70% of everything I make. Wait, hold on.
We decided on 60. We're good with 60. Stay with your first offer. You're awful. We is good. Yeah, we is probably the cat that's around here somewhere. But we do this from our homes. I'm in my den right now because I retired, as I said, on disability, and I didn't want to go through all my retirement stuff, and I did that about a year and a half ago, and now I've got to figure out where I'm going to put all that crap, because I was a workaholic, folks. I was your typical type A, and I spent just as much time at the office as I did awake with my family, which is not good. Please don't follow my example. But I had a lot of my fandom stuff, so I felt at home at my office, and now I got to figure out where I'm putting it all together and get rid of duplicates. I might have something for your little trophy, John. We need to talk about that.
Okay.
Because I got.
Well, you'd have to send it to me in order to get that.
Yeah, I know.
It seems like a lot of work. Let's make. I'm trying least minimal effort for this trophy.
Minimal effort.
Yes. Deadpool has maximum. I have minimal.
I think it would be awesome if you did the Deadpool dance to Bye Bye Bye.
From right now?
Deadpool and Wolverine. No.
Oh.
As you present the trophy, I think.
Yeah, probably not going to happen.
Are you sure? I mean,
probably not going to happen. But I'm not sure.
You can keep 100% of the dollar bills stuffed in your belt if you do that dance.
I could. Mm-hmm. I just remembered I didn't set up the outro, so just keep talking.
Okay, but we're gonna.
That video.
We have stuff every year. We think we're going to do some of these afterwards. And I talked to some people. And one of the things we are going to do is we have somebody, and I have her name and her email, and I think her phone number so I can text her, we want somebody whose first year was last year, somebody who maybe started before Dragon Con got as big as it did, and then somebody who's been there from the start. I have a couple people in mind for that, because I think they have some very interesting insight. I will tell you that Dragon Con went from a convention that could be in one hotel to which is now in 5 hotels in downtown Atlanta. And they still, there might be more space somewhere if they can find it, Everything now is all about the space. So, and it's the Cortland Grand. Not Courtyard. Cortland Grand is the name of the old Sheraton. So, which was one of my favorite hotels. I have no idea now. But yeah, so we'll do that. And then we are also, I would love to talk to also, we did this last year, some podcasters who also have Fandom Podcast. I think this is a great way for us to support our fandoms, to support fans, and to show everybody that, yes, while there may be a podcast for everything, which is kind of, I think, really, really true, we want to highlight some of those fandom ones that you might have a problem finding or things like that. But that's going to be really cool. John and I already are listed, or at least I am. I don't know if you are. Did you check?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. At some point, John will be listed. I am already listed as coming through the largesse as a pro from Dragon Con. So really excited about that. Really excited to find out exactly how much money the charity got last year. Can't wait to do that, and we will be talking to our
have they
charity
announced that yet, or no?
They probably have. I just can't find it.
Oh.
I thought it would be on the charity site. This is how much we raised last year for this group. But again, it doesn't matter a lot last year. What matters is this year, give money to charity. Also, there is a blood drive. We will be talking to. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Okay, nothing. Don't look at the man. Don't look on the man. I have no idea what he's trying to open, folks. I don't know. Blood drive. There is a blood drive at Dragon Con. It is in the bottom of the Hilton every year. Now it's really big. It's awesome. You can make appointments, and that's great. And I already checked. It looks like their appointment system is up and going. So if you wanted to try to go on and do that, do it now. That'll be great. You don't have to have an appointment to give blood, but it's possible. What have you got? I'm very, very nervous, folks. He's doing something, and his little face, his little gremlin, his face looks like a gremlin right before they would jump at you. But yeah, so we're going to do that. But we want your suggestions. We want your comments. Tell us anything. We love email. I check email, John. Do we still have a voicemail, John?
Yes, we do. You can dial 813-546. Nope, that's my telephone, my personal number. Hold on one second. 813-321-0884. That's 813-321-0884. Ow, my phone is not working. Hold on.
Okay, so I gotta still talk, but we will meander. We've known a lot of these people for a very, very long time, and sometimes things will come in and we'll say something and you'll be like, I never knew Leigh did that, but it's okay because we're just having fun. This is supposed to be fun. Okay, Dragon Con is fun. It's by the fans, for the fans, and it's gonna be fun. There's costuming. If you can't find, I always hear people like, I'm going to Dragon Con for this guest or this panel or this programming track. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But Dragon Con, it is a 24/7 convention. There is something going on, whether it's a drum circle somewhere at 4 a.m. or a rave, which my son loves to go to, which he did not get that from his father and I. But he loves it, and that's great. And girls dig chicks who will dance. But yeah, so that's what there's all of these things we'll talk about, and that'll be fun because, there is so much to do at Dragon Con. Don't limit yourself. I've found a fandom that I didn't even really know was a real fandom, and I found it because of Dragon Con. So yeah, do that. And believe it or not, there is pretty much a fandom for anything. If you are into Powerpuff Girls, I promise you, and as am I, by the way, Buttercup's my favorite. But if you're into that, there's going to be people that are talking about that. And you can go on the Dragon Con official Facebook and the Dragon Con unofficial Facebook page to put that stuff out there. And the official one is monitored by Dragon Con actual staff who work in the office, and they will answer when they can. So, I know what we could also do, John, for a possible certificate of appreciation.
What's that?
We could actually try to count up the times we say, no, the guest list. No, the schedule is not out. And I just froze for a second. But no, the schedule is not out. The schedule will be out anywhere from about 5 days before the con. And I always love people who are like, well, there's not enough time for me to plan. I don't understand that. But we're going to have fun. And now we're looking at John's keyboard for some reason.
You must repair him. Sir, if any of my circuits or gears will help, I'll gladly donate them. He'll be all right.
Okay, old movies. I love old movies. I said Guys and Dolls. Operation Petticoat.
I mean, why can't I think of anything right now?
I know it's hard when you're on it.
Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy.
I love all the Abbott and Costello movies. I really did.
Is that one? Did they meet the mummy?
Oh, yes, they did meet the mummy.
Frankenstein. I mean, they met Frankenstein.
They met all of them.
Just so we're clear, we've locked out all Elvis and Costello.
Okay, that's good. That's fine.
Just so you know,
I'm fine. I'm not going to bring up
in case you're going to bring up some more Elvis and Costello films, the plethora that you know, and I know that's a big thing, is to bring up Elvis and Costello or Elvis Costello.
Oh, I would.
Is it Elvis and Costello? Now, the more I say it,
Elvis Costello.
Is it Elvis and wait? Who are the people that met the mummies?
Abbott and Costello.
Abbott and Costello. I've been saying Elvis and Costello.
I was wondering why we all of a sudden were talking about Elvis Costello. I mean, we can talk about his songs too. I'm good with that. And my favorite, John, now you have to come up here. Come up here. Because so everybody can see your really red face when you laugh like that.
Oh, my head is...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
It's very red.
My head is empty.
Hilarious.
It's empty. I don't know what happened there.
Okay. You want me to go again?
No, let's call you getting the win for that.
I was going to say bringing up baby, so there you go.
I can't. I think Dirty Dancing is over 40 years old, so let's go with that. All right, last one. I'm just picking two that we had to do together. Movies with a dragon that also have a number in the title.
Dragon Ball Z. Z is 0.
That's a number?
I thought so.
I thought it was a letter.
I made it up. I have no idea. I can't think of something that has a number that has what? What else did it have to have?
How to Train Your Dragon 2. There we go.
Okay. All right. And it has to have a dragon. Mulan 2.
Okay. Reign of Fire didn't have a sequel, did it?
No. I'm sitting here trying to think.
No, Lord of the Rings. There's none of them with no. Oh, The Hobbit Part 2.
There you go. That's one. You got it. And I would actually say, oh yeah, The Hobbit's a good one. So I need a dragon and a number. Dragon.
A movie with a dragon and a number in the title. So it's going to be a sequel of some sort.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here thinking about. Never-Ending Story 2.
Nope. Okay, I'll take it. I mean, I don't know that there's technically a dragon in there. I think it actually has a different name. What is it? What's the name of the
Falcor? Falcor is the name.
What's the lineage?
Anyway, you know what? That's a great one.
Let's see. All right. Well, I can't think of anything else. So everyone, just if you, I'll do the kids thing. Hey, comment in the comment down below if you.
Okay, here I just got the overview. Oh, Lord help me. Falcor is a luck dragon and a central character.
Okay, luck dragon. That's what.
How did we live before we had these in our hands?
I don't know.
Because we'd all be like, I don't know. Is it a dragon?
I'm going to go with arguing. That's how we live. But comment below if you had more. If you could think of any more dragon movies with numbers in them. I can't.
I'm sitting here.
Enter the Dragon Part 2. More dragony.
Sure? I don't know. I mean, was there an Enter the Dragon 2? I have no idea.
Dragon Boogaloo.
There was not Dragon Boogaloo, which I am perfectly happy with. Thank God.
Electric Dragon Boogaloo 2.
Nope.
Breaking Dragons Trained Part 2. Trained Breaking Dragons Part 2.
No.
All right. Well, comment below. So Leigh wins.
So that means I won 3.
You won 3, sure. That didn't go nearly as well as I had hoped it would. So
I know. I see that.
Yeah. Anyway.
But it also might not help that I'm sitting right in front of all of my videos,
and I'm just staring at a screen, and I can't think for the sake of you
could have turned around and looked at almost any of your characters. Neither have I.
That is true.
We need to eat.
Yeah, I need to eat.
We've been doing. We were having technical problems. If you think these are technical problems, not even close.
Days as we record this, so you won't hear it for another couple more days. but 52 days and 2 hours left until Dragon Con officially starts. So,
which is kind of hard to believe, isn't it?
It is. Let's see if there's. I wonder if the outro is going to work, but we'll find out in just a second. So also, like I said, head over to the YouTube channel, which is the unique youtube.com/The Unique Geek. We'll get you there. Subscribe. Try and possibly, see what we get out of that. I don't know what's going on. Also, if you head over to theuniquegeek.com/store, is that right?
Yes.
Uniquegeek.com/store.
Wait, there's something to buy?
/store. Yes, you can. Nope. It's slash
Shop?
shop. Yes, there you go. /shop. The Unique Geek. So you will get to the Unique Geek Wares Etsy site that will, if you happen to purchase anything from there, which is my stupid, terrible graphic design work over there. If you buy something over there, it puts a little coin into the serving of these videos for you and the recording of the videos, because I have to pay for the websites too, and the hosting,
and he has to pay for all of the rest of this. Yeah, he has lots of computers and cords, and it's just kind of crazy what he has to have for all this.
So if you feel sorry for me, go over there and buy something, or just like the shop. That'll help too. So
that'll help too. And we would also love you to like and subscribe to this too on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I said that already.
Everything. But we're
I feel like we're doing a lot of rambling at this point. Just getting it all out of. We're just getting it all out of our system is really what's happening here. 50 days. I'm going to have to try and figure out how to shorten this down to something that's reasonable.
50 days of Dragon Con?
No, this particular podcast today. Anyway, all right, we're going to go.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either. I am very hungry. I am very lightheaded. And
so now we do need to end because you do have some other issues. Yeah, so awesome. I meant like you get a little hangry.
Hangry?
Well, hangry more as in you get more frustrated easily. Not really angry, but yeah. But so do I, so I'm not that worried about it.
I'm learning a lot about my getting all the mental health stuff out of the way. Anyway, all right, this is your local nutball.
And nutball too.
Saying until next time, peace. For Leigh as well, I guess.
And bye.
If this works. And we'll transition to this.
This was a production of The Unique Geek. Call our comment line at 8133210TUG. That's 81332108884. Email us at thegeeks@theuniquegeek.com or 50days@theuniquegeek.com. Follow The Unique Geek on Facebook and Twitter. This podcast is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike license.
I was just going to tell you.
Goodbye.
Hi. I was just going to tell you, John.
Oh, I'm going to stop this recording.
That Falcor. Oh, okay. Well,
okay, keep going. I didn't.
Well, Falcor with his pearly white scales and lion-like furry mane represents hope, perseverance, and friendship. It just came up, and I was like, "That's really okay, cool."
Words
Fact
to live
for the
by.
day.
Words to live by.